Look, I have been thinking about Tom O'Halloran for the past 24 hours. It's one of those crimes which has just touched me in a way that is really emotional, actually. And it's made me think a lot about how policing in this country is out of control and how on earth are we going to fix it, Anne? I mean, do you have a solution?
Yes, I mean, I don't think it's rocket science, though it does require a certain amount of investment. If you lay aside for a moment your fanatics, that is your extreme Muslims or extreme whatever it might be, lay aside the fanatics, whom you will not succeed in deterring. But those aside, the overwhelming majority of criminals commit crime because A, they don't believe they're going to be caught, and B, they don't believe that having been caught, they're going to face serious punishment. Now, if somebody is going upon a criminal enterprise quite convinced that the odds are that he will be caught, then the likelihood is he won't do it. But at the moment, we all know that the police don't take burglaries seriously, for example. So, I mean, he might as well go a burglary. And he doesn't fear that he's going to be caught. And if he is, it doesn't follow that he's going to face much of a punishment. And so what we've got to do is, A, we need to expand the police force. And that doesn't just mean in London. That means across the country. And that is where the investment comes in. B, we've got to make sure that the police are concentrating on crime, not on non-crime hate incidents, not on policing thought, not on telling people that they need to educate themselves, but on actually fighting crime. So A, it's the numbers of police, B, it's what they're focused on. And then, of course, the police will tell you that they can spend hours processing somebody, and they then spend weeks and months gathering the evidence, and he goes to court and he gets what comes to not much more than a slap on the wrist. So we need also to look at the penalties for crime. In other words, the entire packet of deterrence, because that is what is going to make the difference. Now, there are some people you won't deter. You won't deter the Dennis Nielsens of this world. You won't deter the Ali Harbour Alis of this world. But the vast bulk of criminals, yes, there is a line of deterrence which will cause them to think. I mean, at the moment, you can walk out of your house carrying a knife. You can even be carrying that knife fairly overtly. And you know the likelihood of being stopped and searched and then apprehended and taken into custody, nil.
I know. And I have a huge issue with the fact that we have effectively decriminalised theft, because it's theft and muggings that so often leads to these stabbings.
And the other thing that we have become extremely feeble about are drugs. Now, if you just look at the statistics, drugs account for about a third of all crime, but they account for about 80%, that's 80% of acquisitive crime. That's things like theft, burglary, shoplifting, whatever it might be. Now, if we actually took, as I advocated in 2000, a zero-tolerance approach to drugs, all the way from supply of the hard drugs, all the way down to possession of the soft drugs, if we did that and made the penalties appropriate, then we would have a major impact on crime itself.